Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the SilverStone PS07 case. Now this is one of their cases in the Precision series line. They have many others. You can check their website for more information on that. The box itself, well, it's pretty plain looking, but it does have a couple of pictures of the product on it, as well as other features and specifications about the product. So if you are picking this up in store, you can kind of get some idea of what the product does look like. And the box does have a couple of holes on either side, so you can just grab it very easily and carry it away. Now let me go ahead and open this up and have a closer look. Your typical case packaging material, styrofoam on either end, and the case itself is inside of a plastic bag. And there's a piece of tape on the top dust filter. I'll remove that. They include a user's manual plus screws, as well as a USB adapter, and also one 5¼ inch to 3½ inch drive bay adapter and other adapters here as well. This is a micro-atx case, and as you can see, the overall appearance is quite nice. It has this kind of simple but elegant look. I like it. At the top, there's a removable power supply dust filter. Now this has magnets on it, so you can take it off and clean it very easily. At the front, there are two 5¼ inch drive bays, as well as two drive bay covers that are extremely easy to remove. All you need to do is press here and then just pull it off. Here's the power button, reset button, a couple of LEDs for hard drive activity and power, two USB 3 ports, as well as the microphone jack and headphone jack. Note the ventilation, that's on the right side as well as the left side, and there's also holes at the bottom. So the front two 120mm intake fans can intake cool air more readily inside the case. And there's a removable dust filter, which is great. You really want to have dust filters on all intake fans. The left side panel and the right side panel are plain. At the back, at the very top, is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. Note the extra ventilation. There are 4 ventilated expansion slots. At the bottom is where an optional 120mm fan can be installed. And here is where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. And they also include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. And by the way, the top panel can also be removed by taking off these 2 screws at the back. You can see that the interior is completely black. This case does come with a removable motherboard tray. Amazing, considering this is a micro-atx case. Note as well the large hole on the motherboard tray for the cooler's retention plate. This is an enormous time saver, and there are also cable management holes on the motherboard tray, so you can route cables behind it. To remove the motherboard tray, simply take out 3 screws. One here, one at the bottom, one at the back, then slide it this way and just remove it. You can install up to 5 3½ inch drives, 4 in this removable drive cage and 1 at the bottom. You can also install 1 2½ inch drive. Being able to remove this drive cage is excellent because you might want to fit larger components in the case, but you can still fit a 3½ inch drive and a 2½ inch drive in the case, even if this drive cage is removed. And there's lots of space behind the motherboard tray and the side panel. Note how the removable 3½ inch drive bay cage has foam on each side. This is to prevent vibrations. Note how they kind of have a different compartment here at the top. This is where the power supply gets installed with the power supply's fan at the top so it can intake cool air. This is a CPU cooler support, and all you do is pull it up to where you need it to support your CPU cooler, and then you can secure it with a single screw. There's one at the bottom, so then it will not slip back down. It will stay into position. This is great because a lot of today's CPU coolers are very heavy, and if you're transporting your case and you drop it, well, you can do some serious damage to the cooler, to the motherboard, to the CPU. I wish more cases had this. This case can fit video cards that are up to approximately 13.5 inches in length or 340 millimeters. CPU coolers that are 165 millimeters in height, and power supplies that are 180 millimeters in length. Now, if you do have a very long video card, not to worry, because they do include a video card support. The video card would rest on this if it is extra long to support it. At the bottom, there are 4 soft rubber feet. To recap, they include 2 120 millimeter intake fans at the front of the case. I would also recommend installing one 120 millimeter fan at the back of the case. So the front 2 fans would intake cool air and the back one would exhaust the warm air. Now, have a listen to the stock cooling. These micro-ATX cases are small, and that's great for a lot of people. However, the most common case that's out there is a mid-tower case because they are super affordable and they fit standard ATX motherboards. Now, if you're looking for a smaller case that fits micro-ATX as well as mini DTX and mini ITX form factor motherboards, and you want one that comes with a removable motherboard tray plus all kinds of other features, well, this just might be the product for you. I also like the styling on this. It's not too bold, it's not too aggressive, it's very elegant, it looks amazing. Overall, this is a 100% kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.